But hey, before you get out of here, I got a cool segment I would like to do. I like to do with my guest.
Okay.
This is totally over here. Okay.
Okay.
So, just a quick round of questions, off topic, and anything that don't pertain to you, throw them back. All right. Who's your favorite band of all time?
God. I guess
you can give a small handful.
Okay. Kiss, AC/DC, Ozzy, Metallica, Hanoi Rocks.
Hell yeah! There's one that a lot of people don't talk about. Yes. Michael Monroe. Yeah, hell yeah.
Dude, Hanoi Rocks
should have been the band that should have been bigger.
As time goes on, more and more, the stuff they did from 1980 to 84 before they demised, some of the greatest rock fucking records ever.
And Michael's so good solo. Like they were the only other answer to Guns N' Roses of like, this isn't all about having a good time, like that copy and paste.
Yeah.
Like we're gonna kick this up a notch and we're gonna bring some attitude. I think that's why Michael and Axl get along so well. You know,
exactly.
Yep. 2, what's your favorite venue to see a show at?
Ooh. I'm going to say this. And I want you to give me an update on this venue. Maybe you know.
Okay.
The Tower Theater.
Closed.
So is it done for good? That's it?
Well, listen, all the venues eventually reopened. The Trocadero's closed. Someone's going to take it over.
Troc another great spot.
Yeah, that's mine. I mean, I'm going to be way biased since I worked there from 2007 or 8 or whatever it was till it closed on June 1st of 2019. Do I have that down? Yeah. But Tower was, I only ever saw Leonard Cohen play there and George Carlin, his 13th HBO special as he was building up to it. I saw there.
Wow.
What happened, to my knowledge, is Philly got so many brand new venues from the ground up that, like, the same thing when people are looking at the Troc, like they should take over the Troc. Like, yeah, then you got to put a lot of money into it to kind of update it when you got everything naturalized with like Franklin Hall, the Fillmore, this one, that one. Like Philly went from, Electric Factory, TLA, the Troc, that's it, to 10. Now we got 10 venues that are all doing really good, So, yeah, but Tower was the only thing I didn't like about Tower, man, is I hated driving there. I mean, you probably
I grew up in Upper Darby, so I lived 2 blocks from the Tower. I saw in 1984, it was the 3rd concert I went to, I saw Metallica open for Wasp.
Wow. Well, yeah.
I saw Guns N' Roses there with Zodiac Mind Warp in 87, 88. Yeah, I mean, I saw Guns N' Roses at the Troc before that.
I heard so many stories about how they played. They weren't big, and then they came out and hung out with everybody. Like
I have a flyer a buddy of mine sent me from LA when they were playing like the Roxy or something, and I met all 5 of them afterwards. I got them to sign it.
And I heard it was like only 4 or 5 months later, they were the biggest band in the world. So it's like crazy. Yeah. What's your favorite album of all time?
That's a fucking good one.
For me, I have it's a handful. Like I can't really say.
I'll give you. I'll give you a handful. I'll say Kiss. I got to say Alive 1.
Okay.
Ozzy, Diary of a Madman. Hanoi Rocks. I mean, 2 Steps from the Move is absolutely fucking perfect. Metallica, Master of Puppets, another.
Yeah, that's in my top hand.
Perfection. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Who is the underrated band? It can be from any type of music. Like, is there a band that out there that you think is underrated that just you absolutely love, but like you might bring up to the next person or like
so many.
Okay,
so
you know.
Many. I was a hairband guy. Vane from San Francisco.
Okay, I remember him a little bit.
Their album that came out then, No Respect, absolute fucking masterpiece. Jet Boy was another killer band. Rocks Gang. Like there was so many bands that put out albums back then. I have
to go with one that was. They were known, but I just never understood why people just didn't grasp them because they had the hair thing, but they also had like Southern blues on. But it was Tesla. I didn't understand why, like across the board, they were so good.
Dude, I just saw maybe a year ago, one of the guys did an interview with somebody, it was on Blabbermouth, and I was like shocked by this statement because Tesla is a band that's fucking so fucking good and had so many hits.
Yeah.
And it said none of them made $1 million in their career. They were never millionaires.
I believe it, but like Psychotic Supper is one of the best albums. And like it's weird because like when you say a lot of the hair metal, a lot of them like I'm not knocking these bands. I like them. Warren, Poison, like Slaughter. It was a lot of copy and paste. But like Guns N' Roses came through, it's like sit over there, watch this. Like we're gonna. To me, they prolonged that, and I don't really even call Guns N' Roses a hair metal band. I just think they kind of got. I think there were 5 punk rockers that just got shoved into that category.
Totally.
But that I thought Tesla was like the next. Like I almost felt like them. They were like the next Queen a little bit. Like you could feel a little bit of that. Like they were trying to go all over the place. They weren't married to guitar solos. That was a big thing. That's how I kind of were you married to the guitar solos? Like, was that that's how I kind of, and the way you dressed. But yeah, Tesla, I thought was like, I felt like they had a good Southern thing going on with that mix in there. Yeah, it was cool. But
LA Guns was another one of my favorite bands, Faster Pussycat.
Yep.
I mean, all those guys. Like,
it's crazy. But all right. And what's the one band you want to see that you would love to see before your time's up on the planet or their time stop playing?
Ooh. One band I've never seen is I've never seen Def Leppard.
Wow, really? After all the times they would come to Philly too, huh? I think I
never saw Def Leppard.
Well, I don't think they're going to end their road anytime soon. But I always say if they're above 60, I take no chances because you just never know anymore, man. You never know.
They're here. They're there in Philly this weekend. I'll tell you what, like all the online clips I've seen this past year of Metallica live, they're fucking killing it. How fucking great is James Hetfield? I was thinking about this the other day. James Hetfield, he might be, and please, if somebody bring an argument up and try to prove me wrong with this, he might be the greatest songwriter ever. And also, too, at 60 plus years old, who's for 40 plus years fucking played God knows how many thousands of shows. His voice sounds better today than it has years later. And not many singers, after 40 years of doing what they've done, can still sound that good.
Okay, I'll sign off on all that. Absolutely. I'm just one of them. I'm one of them. Metallica died with the Black Album. Like, I love Master of Puppets, Kill 'Em All, and Injustice for All. And I can't take away the credits you just said because it's absolutely true. It's just going forward after that, it wasn't for me. Like, it just.
Yeah, I mean, they became very, commercialized.
Commercial. Like it. Because they were the band that, like, took the torch of, like, when Poison's on, like, all the fans turned your back to them. Let them know, like, we're not falling for this. And it's like, oh, man, you took the money after all this time, huh? I mean, like, the massive, all the hair cutting all at the same time. And, like, I remember, like, you probably were there, too, when the Enter Sandman world premiere hit on MTV. Like, we're like, Metallica's going to make their second video. They don't like do it. Like, as soon as the beginning kicked in, I was like, I was just kind of like waiting. And then when it was done, I was a little like, I hope the rest of the album's a lot better. And, you know, Through the Never and, you know, Wherever I May Roam, they're good songs, but like, you can tell where they were going.
It's not Trapped Under Ice. You know what I mean?
No,
it's not Damage Incorporated.
No. Oh, gosh. Like, every song on Master of Puppets is just pure gold. Yeah. It's just pure gold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. What was that? The album? Was it? I think it was Death Magnetic. Great fucking album. It's, you know, it's not Master of Puppets, but it's in that vein where you're getting 5 to 7 minute songs and all different structure changes in a song that is like classic old school writing of Metallica. It wasn't nothing like the Black Album or Load and all that stuff.
Oh, well, Load, and then that's like, you know, Saint Anger, like Unforgiven 2. I was just like,
same
God, I went peek in. I was just like, okay, I did the right decision just to make sure.
Has anybody gone through and remixed the drum sound on that? I wonder if it like sounds like.
I just remember they were on the second. I might have been the second Headbanger as well with Jamie Joster. Just like, yeah, we just played it. We didn't like go back. We want it to be natural. I'm like, this is why you have the studio. This is why. Imagine Hollywood if like they left the screw ups in the movie. You'd be like, what? Like, no, it's a reason you. The reason we have tape, man. All right, doing a shift here in a different direction. Film stuff. Who's your favorite actor?
Oh, God. I'm like so out of the loop on movies.
Who would you love growing up, even? You have anyone you were married to? Like, yo, I got to get to the theater because this next such movie's coming out with this one. You don't have one.
No, you know what? Like, yeah.
Okay. Question out. This one you better have an answer for, or at least more than one. What's your favorite flick?
My all-time favorite movie is Slapshot.
There you go. 1977. Yep. Can never go wrong with Slapshot.
That was like from the first time I saw that as a young kid in grade school up until now. That's been like my go-to movie if I ever need like a cheering up or a laugh or something. I just put that movie on. It's such a great fucking story and funny, and I laugh every time.
I'm going to tell you a fast a Henson Brothers story, but I'm also going to say I like that answer. Like movies like that are like Almost Famous, Rockstar, or you know, like Grease, like any of the musicals.
Cool Rider.
Yeah, Cool Rider. Yeah. Oh yeah, so good. Who's that guy? That's like my song from that in Prawlin. But Monster Mania was known as mostly horror, but they do bring in like a sci-fi wrestler. They brought in those brothers,
the Hanson brothers, yeah.
And their Q&A was one of the funniest things I've ever seen. Like it was, but afterwards, the three of them were in the bar, and I went up and I got a picture of them at the bar. And it's a really bad one. I think it was like a disposable camera. That's how far back we're going here.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there talking to my friend, and right behind me, they're still like 5 feet away, just having beer. I left them alone. And all of a sudden, not the middle brother, but the other two, I forget their names, the ones they both had black hair. They started getting in an argument. And I'm trying to think, because one wasn't really a goon. One was a finesse player, and the other one was. Whoever the one that wasn't a goon ended up walking out. And I thought I was going to have, like, see a little fist fight between them two, like in a bar fight. And one of them said something about, like, I hope you die, and when you're driving home with that bitch wife of yours, I hope she dies with you. And I'm like, oh, my God. Like, yeah, like, it was, like, serious. The middle brothers just sat there, like, kind of like, almost like this happens all the time. I don't even have to comment sort of thing. But
did they end it with A? You know, all the Canadians are like, I hope your wife dies, eh?
If he did, I don't remember that part. But like, I was sitting there, I'm like, oh gosh, because I had a phone that took video, but it was horrible, but I'm like, this would be the greatest footage ever. Like,
oh my God, that's
Slapshot brothers getting a freaking fight at a bar fight, and I couldn't believe the size of them. They were freaking big dudes.
Yeah,
I was like, geez.
dudes.
I was like, I felt like a child next to them. But
yeah,
grandness. All right, moving on. All right, who's your favorite person of history? That could still be living, or they could have passed on. That everything stops. Like, oh gosh, there's a documentary of this person on, like, that you're fascinated with. Like, the world shuts down.
Evil Knievel.
Yeah, good one. I think you might be the second person I give that answer. Yeah.
Evil fucking Knievel. He, from the time I was 3 years old, he's been my all-time idol. Yeah.
Crazy. Yeah. I kind of missed that. Like, he was kind of, I was such a kid then. Like, yeah. So, because he got inactive around when? When was he kind of slowing down before he got
about 76, 77. Then he ended up in jail for a minute. And
I didn't know he went to jail. Okay.
One of the people from his inner circle wrote a book about him and talked a lot of shit. And in typical evil fashion, he went to the guy with a baseball bat and beat the shit out of him.
Pre-internet when we took things out.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And then while he was in jail, he was like on work release. So he would have his fucking staff pull up with limos, and all the other fucking inmates that were on work release, he would fucking pick them all up in limos and drive them to their jobs. And the fucking prison put a stop to that shit quick.
Oh shit! Well, I didn't know that. I'd have to watch. I gotta watch a documentary on him to learn all that.
I got into the evil inner circle and became friends with a lot of his like crew and all that, because I've done a lot of these podcasts about evil, and I've had them all on as guests telling stories. Man, Evil was a piece of work, man. He fucking heard a lot of fun stories, wild, crazy stories.
Yeah, I guess they had to be out of his mind to do those stunts, right? I mean,
Absolutely.
You got to have some screws loose.
Absolutely.
Final question. So this doesn't even pertain to wrestling, but I think it would. But like, before your time's up on this planet, wherever that is it between wrestling? Like, is there something you want to accomplish that you have not yet done? Maybe a memory from wrestling, like, hey, I'd still love to go do this, or something outside of wrestling.
Yeah, I think at this point it's definitely outside of wrestling. It's funny. I just said this to my girlfriend the other night. We went to a comedy show, and something I've always wanted to try but never have is doing stand-up. And I think I could be pretty funny and do it. And she feels the same way. So, I mean, maybe giving that a one-time whirl.
Give that, and then the average for something new anyway is 3 minutes. So, like, dude, just go up, and then you take notes and fine tune it, and then go from there.